Hi folks, for those who have imported Reginleiv or are thinking about importing it, we'll do a quick walkthrough through all the menus and options because the language barrier can be pretty heavy when you start out with the game. The first option here in the main menu is the tutorial videos. The second is the story mode, and the third one is Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. The golden button takes you, resets the game. We will not look into Wi-Fi because, as far as I understand, it doesn't work anyway outside of Japan. So we start the story mode. This is new game and this is load game. The blue button takes you back. We'll start a new game. Why not? I don't know what this says. It's probably some kind of health warning. Just confirm. And this is your equipment screen where you buy your weapons and equip them. The golden button takes you to the level select. We'll do that in a minute. This screen menu here is what weapons you have equipped and your hit points and your collectibles. The top menu, you can change your character by clicking on the golden button. You can either play as Frey or as Freya. Frey can carry two weapons of your liking, and Frey can carry two weapons and the staff. So when you want to change your weapon, you click on one of your slots and select from the menu. From left to right, this is swords, broadswords, spears, hammers and bows for Frey, and it's the same for Freya, only that she has a couple of additional slots for all the different types of staffs that you collect. And on the bottom it shows different stats of your weapons and information. The last row is your hit points. So when you want to choose a character, you have to go to this screen, and this is the character you'll be entering the next level with. Take him. The middle menu is your upgrade screen, where you spend the collectibles you collect in the level to upgrade your hit points. We can't do that now. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. The last one is your tech tree, very important, where you purchase all your different weapons as indicated by the small symbol. I don't know if you can see it now, and the color. The blue ones are Frey's weapons and the pink ones are Freya. Weapons cost just as the hit points the collectibles. There are different types. You see that when you play the game. This is the save button, very important, use it often, your save slots and confirmation. The game also prompts you to save every time you finish a mission. And this is the options screen. We'll take a look at that once we enter a game, which we're doing now. This is your map. The blue stars are if you've played this game as Frey, and the red stars if you've played this game as Freya. There are some levels which you can only play as one of the two characters. So if you see a level with only the red stars, you can only play as Freya. Red buttons are always confirmation, and blue buttons takes you back to the previous menu. If you know what this is, I have not found out yet. Feel free to tell me in the comments. Loading times are fairly short in this game, which is always good. There are no subtitles and no way for non-Japanese speaking people to understand what's going on here, so I'll skip that. The controls are fairly simple, but there's a lot of options, so we'll try to stay into 10 minutes. it's fairly straightforward. The control stick moves your characters. By default, this is tank controls, so pushing left and right will turn the camera, and using the pointer will not influence the camera at all. The Z button is block, and you cannot move your character. The C button, when you push it, lets you strafe. When you tap it, you jump. Slashes are done by just slashing with the Wiimote in different directions. The directional pad does nothing. The A button does nothing by itself unless you are equipping staffs, in which case the A button is used to shoot them, just as the B button. And the B button does nothing by itself, but there's an option for that. We'll look at that in a moment. The minus button brings up the menu. This is restart the level, quit, and options. The plus button changes your weapon. In the lower right corner you can see I change between the bow and the sword. When you're using the bow, you hold down A and B and draw the Wiimote back until you see the reticule and you can shoot. It's important to note that when in shooting mode, no matter your configuration, you turn the camera by using the pointer. You cannot turn the camera using the analog stick. Shaking the nunchuck in any given direction will give you a shot boost. And this is all you need to know for the basic default control scheme, but there's a lot of options. I'll show you the first one, but just explain the rest because we're not having not much time. This is the control type. When you change that to 1 or 2, 1 lets you control the camera by using the pointer in the horizontal direction, and 2 lets you control the camera horizontally and vertically, which means that you're basically enabling traditional third-person shooter controls where you strafe by default and turn the camera using the pointer. You can change the sensitivity of anything, of all of these options in the menu. The second option is the proximity of your camera, near, mid, and far. The third option is turning sensitivity. The fourth option is turning pointer mode, though I don't know what this does. The next one is set camera time after attack. You'll have to experiment with that. This option is B button attack on and off. What this does is when you turn it on, you can only slash when you're pushing the B button. Maybe this is useful for camera mode 1 or 2. Next one is attack order camera adjustment. I don't know what this does. This one is, this slider here is your motion plus sensitivity. It's really recommendable to experiment with this notion. This is the calibrate motion plus, in case you're in need to recalibrate it. This is a slider for how much you want the screen to shake. By default it's maximum. Cutscene skip on and off, music volume, sound effect volume, voice volume, what's this, movie volume, pointer assist on and off, and reset all options to the default settings. And this is really all you need to know to get started in Zangeki no Reginleiv. And have a good time.